friend over there at the end, Brian, who refuses to change his avatar from the default characters that Altspace has. So enjoy that. How are you guys doing this week?
Doing great. Thanks for asking. Yeah, Brian,
What
when do you
about
get a
you,
chance?
Brian? I know you're in Wisconsin, and for those of you guys who have been keeping up with the current events that are happening in the world, Wisconsin is on fire, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, just a little bit. Uh, quite somewhere I'm currently at, which is about the center of the whole ordeal. But luckily I've been staying home most of it.
Man, how has that affected you? Has that affected you in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, mostly just getting called off of work and whatnot. Boarding up the places as to not get
Yikes.
looted.
Yikes. So I feel that. I'm sure that's hitting people's pockets. But anyways, I hope that things do calm down. Unfortunate situations do happen, but as a civilization, we must continue on. So, anyways, this week in for the Futures podcast, we have a few topics we'll be touching up on. Of course, we'll be going over some crypto news, we'll be going over some current events, and some interesting tech news as well. I just kind of wanted to start off real quick with Binance US. For anyone who has been looking forward to having a Binance US account in Florida now, Binance US is live. I mean, sorry, Binance US is live. So you're able to get a Binance account now if you are in Florida, which is awesome. You're able to trade on Binance. However, I haven't looked at it personally, but I was told that the coins on there weren't great. I'm assuming they have, the top five and then a few others in there. I'm not sure. They don't have as much as Binance does, or any other exchanges that can operate outside the U.S. But hopefully it probably has as much as Coinbase. To be honest, now that I think about it, probably anything that Coinbase has, they have. But Florida just has apparently special regulations, which is why it took so long. But it's here, so that's all that matters. Um, Let me think here. I think that's probably the story I wanted to start off with. Do you guys have any stories you want to talk about? Any hot topics?
I mean, I'll just add on to Binance being in the U.S. and Florida at that. That's just such great news. Glad to have them here, and glad to see more exchanges. I hope that they hurry up and get some more tokens. I took a look at it, and it didn't look like they had much. I just saw, the usuals: Bitcoin, Litecoin, a couple other coins. So, of course, if we give it some time, I'm sure they'll have hopefully as much coins as the regular Binance.
Hopefully, we'll see. Fingers crossed.
So, Brian, let's start with some blockchain gaming news. What's going on in the space?
Yes, yes, indeed. So a big one is War of Crypto, which some of you may or may not have heard of, has been in production since about 2018. They came out around 5 days ago on iOS. They plan on having a release soon on Android. It is a PvP sort of battle game. You get these like different creatures like dragons and monsters and that sort of thing, and you fight in this arena and you level up and upgrade and whatnot. I just downloaded it. I haven't opened it up yet. Just heard it got released. As well as when it first came out, it made it to the #1 spot on the strategy game section in the iOS App Store. So definitely got a solid, boost of users checking it out and jumping into it. As I last looked, it's at about number 86. So still within the top 100, but definitely down a bit since then. However, it's got around I think like 4.6 out of 5-star rating. So definitely doing good. A lot of people like the game. And yeah, so that's the main big one. Definitely check it out. It was the free section as well, so free to play for anyone looking for something else to get on the Apple App Store, especially with Fortnite now taken off of it. So, like I said, that was
Ooh,
the big
Fortnite.
one.
So how do we
Yes.
feel about that? You mentioned Fortnite. How do we feel about? I think Microsoft had went after Apple and told them that like because they banned Epic, if I'm not mistaken, because they're giving them issues. So anything that runs on Epic Games and I think it was their engine. Jerome, what was the name of their engine that people can develop on?
On an engine that people
It
can
was they
develop
banned
on.
Epic and something
Unreal
with a
Engine, I
U.
believe.
Unreal.
Unreal
Yeah,
Engine.
yeah,
There we
that's
go.
that's Epic's.
Unreal Engine. So, yeah. So there, of course, there's a lot of developers that were not happy with that. A lot of people who are unable to update any games, and basically making their babies kind of go, for lack of a better word. How do we feel about that? Because that honestly, I see. Not only do I see this becoming a bigger problem, especially with the antitrust hearing that they were in front of the Senate the other day. This could possibly backfire on Apple, and I mean, it looks like other industry leaders don't like it, and people are saying that this will literally destroy the gaming industry.
I agree, and I love that we got this guy behind us putting his thumbs down towards Apple. Yeah, they're not doing a great job, in my opinion. I'm disgusted with the decisions that they're making, but at least we got a slight win. I'm pulling it up right now. I saw
A
that
slight
Epic got
win? What do you mean by
a
that?
slight win in regards. As of right now, they're still going to be removed from the Fortnite will still be removed from the App Store.
Mm-hmm.
However, the judge sided with Epic in regards to removing all of Unreal Engine from the App Store,
Mm-hmm.
thus making it so that way developers that are not Fortnite, games would also lose access to the App Store, specifically because of
Which
Epic's
is
decision
crazy.
to
That's
compete
crazy.
against. Yeah, it's ridiculous that Apple's really just doing a big money grab and trying to flex their muscle until the government tells them that they can't.
That's not, I mean, so like there was another thing I heard. I remember you telling me that even though Fortnite did this and technically they violated quote unquote Apple's rules, didn't Amazon do something very similar with Amazon Prime buying movies where they were selling discounted rates through Amazon instead of you going through the App Store, and they okayed it?
Yes, yes. So Amazon did do I want to say it's because they spoke to Amazon or to Apple about it in advance and they collaborated on it. But this time Epic went about it without talking to Apple. But basically, it's the same thing that they did with Amazon. It's just Amazon had it so that way
But
you
isn't that
can.
special treatment regardless? Whether or not they did or did not speak, you're giving someone special treatment.
I
You're
agree.
going
You
against
shouldn't
your
have to
own
ask
rule.
for permission to have competition. It makes no sense that you absolutely have to buy the assets directly through Apple's App Store rather than being able to buy it in another store and still accessing it on my Apple device.
I don't know. I think this whole thing is silly, and I think Apple is overstepping their rule. Like you said, they're flexing their muscle. I don't think this is something positive for the community overall. And I don't know. I don't like being told what to do personally, but also I don't like companies taking advantage of people, which is what I feel like is happening because they're just taking advantage of a situation. Because they gave one company, even though they talked to Apple, like you're giving them special treatment overall, which is what a lot of the antitrust hearing was about these mega companies, mega corporations getting better benefits than the little guys, the little developers. And I don't know, that's very apparent here in my opinion.
I agree. It's disgusting, but there's a lot of things going on, and unfortunately, we just live in that cycle where everybody just kind of keeps it moving. So until we get more word back from this decision and the court decisions, then we kind of just got to keep it moving in the news cycle, which there's still so much other news to go about, and we'll break that all down in just a moment. But before we go into the next news cycle, let's go over our upcoming events. Would you like to share, Annalise, with upcoming events in regards to VR Crypto Monday?
Sure. So, for VR Crypto Monday, I actually have to update one of those banners over here, but I'll walk over to it. So, this is for Zcoin, this green one right here where I'm by. We are having Zcoin come in. In addition to Zcoin, Binance US is actually going to be joining us. So I'm actually a little excited for that. That's going to be next Monday, this upcoming Monday, August 31st at 7:30 p.m. So Binance US and Zcoin will be joining us. We're going to have a pretty good fireside chat. On the 7th, we're going to have OpenSea, the CTO OpenSea, Alex. He will be joining us on the 7th. And last but not least, if you guys are familiar with Splinterlands and or would like to learn about how to game and earn revenue, you can join us on September 14th at 6 p.m. We'll be speaking with one of the co-founders of the company for Splinterlands. And that's all for VR Crypto Mondays.
And then if you're interested in checking out our other events, we do the podcast on Tuesdays, Story Game Wednesdays, Drunk Crypto Thursdays.
Let's talk about Saturday because there's an interesting guest you guys have on Saturday.
I was almost there. Friday we do VR game night, and then yes, Saturdays at noon we have crypto chat. In this crypto chat, I'm collaborating with Blockchain in the Berg, our people out in Pittsburgh. They got I'm drawing a blank. David
His name is
Burkett.
David Burkett.
Yeah,
you know,
from Mimble
right
Wimble's
you,
Grin Plus
you know
Plus. Yeah, I could turn my head around. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
David
look at
Burkett.
that. Whoa. So cool. Yeah, so David Burkett, if you guys are familiar with Mimble Wimble, also known as Grin Plus Plus for coding language, is meant to help Bitcoin, essentially. It's code. And he's going to be joining us. He's I think he recently did something for Litecoin, if I'm not mistaken, to make it more efficient overall. So that's going to be August 29th at noon.
All right.
Moving on to our more cooler news here. So have you guys been trading, looking at the market lately? It looks like everything is taking a correctional, I don't want to say dump, but correction.
Yeah, I've been just keeping my eye on it and waiting for things to fall a little bit lower. I'm hoping that we see a little bit more of a pullback before things turn around. I'd like to jump on a few coins that aren't at the level I'm ready to buy them yet. So yeah, buy the dips, guys. That's all I gotta say. In regards to trading, I would like to go into next though some other news that's been breaking in the gaming space. Got word from Google Stadia and the cloud gaming sector. We're getting 6 new games for the Stadia Pro membership for anybody that's interested in getting Google Stadia. You're going to be getting 6 free games, a couple older games, and a few newer games that are specific to Stadia. One of them is currently in alpha. You get to be like a firefighter and go around and like save people, and it has some real physics components to it. So that's pretty interesting. Really excited to check that out, as well as the biggest thing that I thought that they broke today that just blew my mind. I even took the day off of work to play Avengers on September 4th, and then we hear that Stadia is going to get it later. I'm thinking we're not going to get it until like the end of September, and they're like, no, actually guys, because the whole game got pushed back to September, we're going to get it first. Stadia is getting Avengers on September 1st, 72 hours before everybody else gets it. My jaw dropped. I was so happy. I'm so excited. I kind of want to switch my day off of work. What do you guys think?
That's funny. Avengers game, woo, super exciting. I'm actually excited for the Stadia games that are going to be added because I do have a Stadia membership, and I've enjoyed the games that are there so far. So that's a cool thing for me. What about you, Brian? I know you don't have Stadia, but in terms of gaming, what cool crypto or just gaming news in general have you gone over?
Yeah, the other main article, at least that I had, was Tauron, the game that I was talking about last week on the Zaya platform, their $10,000 bounty sort of mini game. It was supposed to start today, however, it is planned to start on the 28th, so 3 days from now. So slight delay, a little bit of a pushback. However, it is still scheduled to start within the next, couple of days. So not too far along to be worried about, but at the same time.
Are you going to be taking part in the bounty?
I intend to. It doesn't say anything about any sort of price to jump in. I assume it's just download the client and, sign up for an account and play and try to earn. So hopefully I can get myself a nice couple of NFTs and, add to my collection a little bit. As far as any non-crypto gaming, I know I've been playing a little bit of Fall Guys over the past couple weeks. That game just came out. They also added a Fall Guys like sort of mini game section in Rec Room. So for both with and without VR, I've been seeing a bunch of videos pop up of VR versions of it. You can even choose your switch your avatar characters over to the little jelly bean looking creatures from the game, and it seems like a lot of fun. I updated my rec room so I could hop in. I entered it with the 2D version just because I wasn't feeling like setting up my whole headset and whatnot. And yeah, there wasn't quite a lot of people at it at the time I was going in, but that had at least 10 or so of the mini games from the actual title, and they seemed pretty well created, especially in the YouTube videos I was watching of it. So probably be hopping back in there again, maybe later tonight, if not tomorrow, and seeing about partaking in a few of those tournaments, trying to get that crown in a more active style than the flat 2D version. So definitely looking forward to that.
I might have to check
Besides
that
that,
out with you.
mhm.
I haven't picked up on Fall Guys yet, but I did see that PlayStation actually had it for free for this month.
Yes, yes,
So
they
I
did. My
jumped
friend
on
picked
it
it up on PlayStation.
immediately. Yup. Is it cross-platform? Can I play with you on your PC from my
I do
PlayStation?
not know. I saw on Steam it said it was releasing on PS4 and PlayStation, but I don't know if that includes crossplay.
I need to look into that because I mean I'm gonna play it on the PlayStation, but I gotta go delete something to make space on my PlayStation, which is why I'm such a big advocate for Google Stadia because I don't have to worry about storage. I was sad to see that it's not on Google Stadia, but there is a rumor that it is on its way to Google Stadia, and we should be getting it next month as well. So that'd be neat. But then again, I'm probably gonna have to pay $20 for it, whereas I get it for free on PlayStation until I believe the end of this month. So you got a few more days. If you have a PlayStation account and PlayStation Plus, you better go pick up Fall Guys. What's it called again? Fall Guys, right?
All
Before it
guys, yeah.
Yes,
goes.
that is correct.
So just so people know what Fall Guys is, it's like I believe it's 60 people in a competition. Last person standing wins, and you got to do a bunch of silly little things, right?
That pretty much sums it up. Mostly mini games. You got like team games, racing, that sort of thing.
I'm gonna check it out tonight. We'll see if we can get a match together and play that because I keep hearing a lot of good reviews in regards to Fall Guys. Looks like a lot of people like it, but it just hasn't really grabbed my attention. But since you brought up VR and having Fall Guys in Rec Room, I think we should definitely go to the elephant in the VR room, Facebook, and their stupid new rule in regards to making it mandatory for you to have a Facebook account. Otherwise, your Oculus account will be null and void after a certain date. How do you guys feel about that? Like they're just forcing Facebook logins on us.
Yeah,
I
so that's
think the
that's
fact.
gonna be
Hmm.
interesting for two reasons. One, if for any of the OG Oculus people who remember when Facebook, bought Oculus and all that stuff, one of the main concerns, if you guys remember, was will Facebook make you make a Facebook account? And originally it was no, we will not have you make a Facebook account. We will, leave Oculus users alone, dot, 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 yada, yada, yada. Fast forward 2020, here we are. They're basically to have a Facebook account, which is the opposite of what they said they wouldn't do. So that's my first problem with it. Second problem is there's a lot of people who hide behind avatars. People aren't comfortable linking their personal accounts sometimes, and hey, I'm gonna make a fake Facebook account and call it a day. But the issue with that is, Facebook is constantly searching for fakes. They're constantly searching for accounts that aren't real people, aren't people who are alive, etc. What happens if you have, a number of games under your account and your account gets flagged and taken down and says, hey, you're not a real person. Either fix this or, that's it. Like, do you lose all those games? Like, what happens? So those are my main two issues.
Yeah,
Hello?
valid point.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the fact that, Facebook owns Oculus now, the fact that they bought them outright is something that is kind of, I wouldn't say like necessarily like certain to happen, but it does make sense in terms of like, the company themselves and the fact that, they like to just straight up, buy out. And then, same with like, obviously whatever's going on with their Libra coin, but I'm sure, any sort of like
Libra. Oh,
currency or credit or whatever that they may have, in their account or on their platform. Because, like first and foremost, it is like a social platform. You sign up for the, for Facebook and then you use all the features on it. So, who's to say in their opinion that that's not just like an extension, an accessory for Facebook and for, what it offers, and that you would need an account to be able to access and enjoy the features of the headset. Now, obviously, that's just pure speculation on my part, but, as
I
far as
guess, but
like the
it's just like,
surprise factor.
mm, it just to do something like this just kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth,
It's like, am I happy
Like,
about it? No. Am I surprised about it? No.
I'm not surprised. It's not even the surprise aspect. It's the aspect of there's a community out there of people who choose not to be recognized. They choose to be anonymous, and Facebook making you make an account and doing those sweeps where they will take down accounts that aren't real people is kind of like detrimental to that, It like makes you not want to do it. Like ultimately, will that affect the Oculus market or will that make it more friendly to their main consumers? Because I feel like they're pushing more for just overall, consumers who don't mind sharing all their information, like the mom, the pops, the kids, like, that's I guess their biggest target. I am
Yeah,
amplified.
I
I think
just
my amplified kicks in and out. It's kind of weird, but I feel like that's their biggest target. I don't think they care about the people who want to hide behind AdVs, which is kind of like the main drivers behind VR right now. So I don't know. It's just a little misleading to some of the community.
it's unfortunate. I think it sucks. But I already logged in with my Facebook account, so I guess I suck for succumbing to Facebook's will. But for people that don't want to, keep doing. I'm with you. I support you. I shouldn't have to, put in my Facebook account and succumb to Facebook's will. I bought a product expecting to be able to use the product. I shouldn't have to return the product because I don't want to log in and give all my data to Zuckerberg.
Right. But hey, here we are. Oh well. There's not really anything we can do. We
Unfortunately.
can talk about it all day, but like realistically, like Facebook's not going to listen. They do what they want. They harvest information. They sell information. They, like they're one of the top 10 tech companies right now. But, here we are going back to, antitrust laws. I don't know. Are we letting
Yeah,
these big tech?
big
Are we
companies
really
get
letting
too big.
big tech take over us? Is that really like where we are right now? It makes you
It
think,
really
man. It
sounds
makes
like it.
when you see these situations put in front of your face and they become more apparent because they now begin to affect you. It really makes you think, am I really succumbing to big tech?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. And people are willingly giving that data away. One of the things that this kind of reminds me of, but it's a little bit different. It's Netflix. But with Netflix, they made a deal with the creators of The Last Airbender, and recently the creators have decided to part ways from their live action show, mainly due to the fact that Netflix originally said, yes, we're going to give you guys all of the creative rights, and then down to the bottom line, they would not let them have their creative rights and let them do what they want to do with the show. Netflix wants to run it their way and make it a Netflix original, and that's not what the creators signed up for, so they left. And it just leaves all of us the users, kind of left in the blue. Do I want to keep supporting this company? They got other shows that I want, but like, why would you do it so dirty? Oculus users, why would you do it so dirty when we don't want to have to use Facebook for everything? And we specifically said that when you were buying the company, and then it's just not even 3 years later. Yeah, no, I know I said I would never ask for that information, but now we're going to ask for that information. Like, that, it's ridiculous. I see Netflix and Facebook, the FANG, the big groups, they're really flexing their muscle and trying to say that they can get away with taking our data and we can't do anything about it.
Well, you're buying it, so welcome to the club. I guess some positive news besides Facebook and Oculus would be Unity. So Unity, for those who are interested in investing into companies, is going public soon. They're going to have an IPO, which is huge news if you're an investor. Unity is basically all around us. This entire room was coded in Unity. A lot of avatars, games that we use nowadays, 3D models, molds, all that stuff is used in Unity. So it kind of it's in our everyday lives. We just don't know it's there. So if you are interested in investing into their IPO, I believe they're going to be listed on the New York Stock Exchange, if I'm not mistaken. That's kind of exciting
Correct.
news for anyone
It
who is
is.
into investing into tech companies. So
I
that's a good
want
one.
to speculate with you guys a little bit. So Unity is currently worth $3 billion, and they bring in about $300 million per year in revenue from developers who create games and pay Unity for the licensing fees for using their engine. So, what do you guys think that IPO is going to start at? Are we looking at $30, $40? What do you guys think?
I'm hoping maybe 30, but also I'm wondering if it's gonna I don't know. That's a good one. Only because one, we are in a post-COVID economy, which is a little slippery. It's a slippery slope. Two, for some IPOs, if things have had the tendency of like opening up at like $30, like we remember Uber, and then it takes a little bit of a dump. But that's in a regular economy. What are we going to be looking at in an economy like this? Personally, I'm not sure. Brian, do you have any input on that?
No, not really. Honestly, this is quite new information to me, and I know they've been quite open as far as like allowing the engine platform, at least in particular, with their SDK and development, for digital assets on the platform. So I'm just kind of curious as to how that's going to, help them or allow them or like affect their, like the like software and the platform in general as far as like moving more into the crypto space.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like there's as far as I've seen in the past years, no real necessary like need for them to uh, move in this direction as far as running the platform and all that. It's like, yeah, they've been slowly allowing more in terms of like developing these digital assets onto the platform, but that's more of like, I don't know, like use case or like an extra tool or ability in the platform. So I don't know if they're going to start like offering more services or things that are like exclusive to a blockchain or that sort of deal, or yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have any ideas on that, like what they might incorporate into it down the line, moving into the blockchain space?
Are you talking about Unity still?
Yeah, in particular.
I'm not certain. I don't see them really adding much more to their engine in regards to blockchain at the moment. Maybe further down the line as we see
I
more.
just joined. Who are you guys?
Um, Looks like we got someone
Hi,
that just.
welcome. This is a Futurist podcast. Right now, we're talking about Unity. Are you familiar with Unity?
No.
So Unity is a 3D modeling platform. Basically, this room or a lot of the rooms that you see here in AltSpace were coded
All of
using Unity.
Altspace.
All of
Unity
Oh,
is
I
AltSpace.
in
thought you
Unity.
I thought you were talking about like Jimmy Hoffa and stuff, like Unity, that stuff.
No, 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 Tech Unity. Yeah, so all of AltSpace was basically coded on Unity. Unity is going public, which means that they're having an initial public offering for the New York Stock Exchange. So if you know anything about investing or invest in the stock
I
market,
don't.
you don't? Okay, yeah. So basically, they'll be
I'm
going
in
on
fifth
public.
grade.
You're in fifth grade. Hi, well,
Yeah.
welcome. One day,
Please don't
you
report
will
my
learn.
age.
No, you're fine.
Fine. This is
One day
Yeah.
you will learn that investing in stocks is probably one of the best and richest and fastest ways to make money.
Mhm.
So I don't know. You're young now. I would
Yeah.
highly suggest you
I
paying
see.
attention
I
to
I see
the
some
market.
movies kind of like related to this stuff.
Uh-huh. Have you watched
Mm.
Wolf of Wall Street? You're kind of young, but have you seen that one?
No. Mm-mm.
I
But
don't
I've seen
recommend that
stuff.
to him. He's too
I've
young.
You
seen.
should have watched
I've
that.
I've seen a lot of movies. I've seen Titanic. What else? I've seen all the Godfathers. I've seen The Irishman.
You're way too
I've
young for
seen.
that stuff. But
How am
let's
I too
finish the
young?
podcast real quick,
Hey,
buddy,
how
and
old are
we'll
you?
talk.
I've watched Pulp Fiction.
Oh my God,
That's
you should have not
hilarious.
watched
That's a
Pulp
great
Fiction.
movie, by the way. But anywho,
You
let
should
us
not
Wait,
finish
have
the
can I
watched
get
podcast real
can I
quick,
get
and we'll
on? I
talk.
want. Yeah.
We'll,
Afterwards, can I get on? So
y- yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you
absolutely.
can
Let's
move on
finish our
stage after
show.
we finish
Hang
talking.
tight for a
okay.
little
Yeah.
bit,
I'm
and
like.
we'll be done shortly.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. All right, guys. So we were talking about Unity, which is going public. They're having the IPO. Wanted to know some speculation as to pricing for where Unity will be on their IPO date. Annalise, Brian?
Their IPO date, I don't see it happening until either the last quarter of 2020 or going into 2021.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't heard much on them going public in that sort of fashion. So I'd say, yeah, probably as Annalise said, I don't know, there's probably sometime like beginning middle, maybe of 2021. I think they might hold off on a little bit, depending
Yeah,
on
I'm
how
sure. Not in this
ready they are
economy. They're
for it.
not. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
but that's just
it's
once
not the
again
best time
speculation.
to IPO, but like, everything is hyperinflated right now. Everything is artificially inflated right now. I was reading that, chances of getting a second stimulus is very unlikely. So but we are going into opening up the economy again, which I guess is a good thing, but
I was
also
just gonna say that.
scientists are saying we're at the point where corona's with us forever. So we're kind of at a circle right now. I'm tired of being at a standstill. I'm sure everybody is tired of the economy being at a standstill. So we got to get it going some way, somehow, someday. And what better day than today or tomorrow? So I don't know. I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the long run. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long run. We'll see what happens with the economy over the long run, but I think that it's a great idea for them to IPO right now of all times. A lot of people are looking at it like we're already at the bottom of the market. I believe that there's going to be a pop, and we're not at the bottom of the market yet, but we'll see. That's just speculation. Until then, with Unity filing their paperwork as of yesterday, it's going to take about a month for that to process. So typically it will be moving towards the September, October, but they can push it back to next year. So it's very possible. But I specifically think they're going to try and get this out the gate as soon as possible, and IPO most likely at the end of September, and really try to push their content out there, especially when you got the gaming season and so many people that have extra money that haven't really been able to go anywhere due to lockdown, especially a lot of gamblers all putting their money towards the stock market, and we're seeing that really big volume across the board in the market. So I don't know, it really depends. Something bad would have to happen before there's really a sink in the market that would be negative towards Unity. as of right now, I think really, even if there was something that happened, a lot of the tech companies are going to be fine. It really seems like it's just everybody else that's being affected, unfortunately.
We rely on tech, so I don't think any of the techs will, have too bad of a job. But you're right. Anyways, any other stories for you guys? Anything else you saw interesting today before we sign off?
Nope,
Um,
not on this end.
Yeah, no, I'm just still waiting on the Xbox and the PlayStation to come out. We're hearing word that the prices are, around $600. So if anybody's excited to go drop $600 on the console, keep waiting. But until then, I think we're
Oof.
good. Go ahead and sign us out, Annalise.
Oh man. Well, I hope the consoles aren't that expensive, but if you guys tuned in, make sure to tune in every Tuesday at the same time as 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the Futurist podcast. And again, make sure to check out our other events or join our Telegram group, t.me/blockchain universe. We'll see you guys next time.
Take it easy, everyone.